welcome to our channel. Today, we have been joined by the respected Director of International Department of Volgograd State Medical University. We are very much delighted that she is here in our podcast for the very first time. And we are here to answer most of the frequently asked questions for the students, those who are right now trying to take admission abroad. And we are going to answer them these questions. Why? It's very important to understand that they are able to choose a better university where they're going to stay for the next upcoming 6 years. So it is a very important question for all the students and their parents, of course. So again, hello to all the viewers and hello to all the dear alumni of Volgograd State Medical University, the alma mater. Ma'am.
Good evening, Dr. Sadap. Good morning, everyone. I'm telling you very good morning because a morning is almost a start of each day. And we're blessed to see each other this morning, and hopefully I wish you a very good coming day.
So, ma'am, let's start with the history of our most prestigious university, Volgograd State Medical University in Russian Federation.
Thank you, Dr. Sarab, for such a name of our university. It's indeed like that. So, Volgograd State Medical University is one of the oldest in Russian Federation. And Accreditation was established in 1935, more than 90 years. And since the year 1962, we educate international students. So we have a big heritage, I would say a great heritage in that. So more than, I believe, 5,000 international ex-students, doctors right now are working worldwide, and we just counted it's around 100 and something countries in the world. So that's really amazing.
This is really great. The alma mater of this university is such diverse and it's all over the world. So, ma'am, let us talk about the NMC, the National Medical Council of India, and WHO recognition. Right now, let us answer for them because the FMG, the foreign medical graduate, they should be assured of these answers before taking admission in any university in the world.
Well, yes, based on Indian government, we strictly follow the instructions of the government of India that we do receive via an embassy of India. That's the strictly followed, but their instructions. This is very important. But about that, as the university is for all the students, all the citizens of the countries, it's very open one. Mm-hmm. So we do for sure recognized by WHO, and this is why we were we have passed an accreditation by the IAAR agency, which is an agency of WHO umbrella. So this is why a university as a whole, let's say, institution was recognized, and basically general medicine program was recognized, dentistry and pharmacy. Mm-hmm. So there, let's say, 2 streams of recognition, which is very important for our alumni as well, because after you graduate, you will apply for the recognition first in your country. Mm-hmm. And then when you go ahead with your education or you go to work somewhere in the world, so your company, I mean, hospital, clinic, etc., will again apply via SFMG program, again to us, which is again based under the WHO umbrella. So this is very important note.
So this is how we come across the messages and the emails that we know that ex-doctor of our university, the alumni of our university is working worldwide in different institutions. So, ma'am, let us talk about one important factor. This is not a very important question, to be honest. But while choosing universities, students always think about like how to choose this university over any other university. So I know that all the universities worldwide are creating doctors, are having great doctors who are already serving worldwide. But here in our university, in our Volgograd State Medical University, what is special about it? What do we have special about this university that students should opt for this?
Listen, as for we're talking about our Indian applicants, mm-hmm. and their families for sure. First of all, I would like to mention that based on our heritage and based on the instructions that I mentioned before, we have more than 5 Indian professors that work for us. I mean, you is the one we're really proud about because you are an alumni of our university. So then we have our alumni that is working in obstetrics and gynecology area. Then we have the other Indian professors, invited professors, I would say, in biochemistry, I guess, and in pharmacology. So this is we're really proud about. Why? First of all, for sure, because of their knowledge. And second, because it's more comfortable for Indian students, we believe, to be in touch with their motherland somehow via the people they can just talk not about only medicine, but even to feel something from the motherland. That's important to care about.
In our medical institution, we are going to have Indian professors. This is going to be really good for the upcoming students. So the next thing is that all the students, ma'am, already you are aware about this thing, that our students are going to give the FMG examination. After they complete here, they finish their course of general medicine. So what is the university doing for the next and the FMG preparation?
Well, for sure, this is very important for students. This is why they care about that since the beginning of their families. They care about that. So for that, we keep classes to prepare FMG for the Indian students, so they can apply. So it's a couple of weeks or some days because it's constantly coming to support them. So, and we call students since the very beginning to join them in order to be aware and then to go ahead slowly, not to press them at the beginning, but then they have strictly move with this very stream to be familiar how it works in India, because after that, for sure, they will go back home.
So, ma'am, let's talk about the hostel, which is again a very important question coming in the mind of Indian parents or worldwide parents. They are, first of all, in a new country, they want to know about the hostel facility and the food. Of course, their health is very important. So the parents are really concerned about, and the community life that what we have in Volgograd. So, ma'am, could you like to?
Yeah, sure. Well, I've been to India and I saw the hostels and I understand the care of the parents for their kids, that they're going to stay overseas for many years and etc. So this is why our chancellor, respected Professor Skarin, he thought firstly about the facilities. I mean, the quality of the hostels. So all the hostels have been renovated and they're new. So there are 2 or 3 people in a room, and a location is nearby the university. So, and here I believe it's very important to mention that the university is not simply a building. It has many facilities in a city. So, and basically since the second year, students used to move to different hospitals, to see, because they study in a department. So it's just, perfectly what I'm talking about. It's about the cycles.
Yes.
So it's like a 2-week cycle that you cover in a particular hospital. So this is why a city is why. So all the transportation system is done accordingly, is quite comfortable for the people, for the citizens. And as the Indian students are coming as residents here, we can consider them as the residents of the city. So they follow, first of all, the public transportation, which is very safe, clean, and very fast, I would say. So as well as the hostels are prepared for that. They're located nearby the transportation network, so it's comfortable for them. So all the, let's say, markets are located nearby, so they can buy the food and whatever. But as the particular Indian food, and we have a special, I would not say special because it's again for all the citizens of the city, and Indian food is available, vegetarian, non-vegetarian, so students can eat like breakfast, lunch and dinner, and actually to feel themselves again at home, which is, I understand, very important for them. While this is the story, as well as a hostel is cost around 105,000 rubles per year. So this is the price of this year for them. So, and they can share their room with 1 or 2 persons. So bathrooms, showers, kitchen are located there for sure. Each floor they have an opportunity to cook whenever they want and speak whenever they want. But for sure, we do suggest the students to follow, let's say, a timetable of the university, in a sense that they have total classes. This is an obligatory story. To
100% attendance.
Yes, 100% attendance. Because why parents, they pay good money. So they leave a child for many years, they send a child overseas, means that a student that is already an adult should think like a future doctor, because this medicine is the most, in my opinion, hard profession from the knowledge point of view and from emotional point of view. So this is why students have to follow a timetable a university proposed to them. Not to share in the night, but better to go to sleep. So, but this is not the story of this very podcast. Let's move ahead.
Yes, ma'am. And what do we have here that helps in their adaptation? Let's talk about the community life of Volgograd, because this is very important for the psychological health, and their, it's very important as the physical health. So, what is the adaptation facility that we provide?
Well, first of all, from different point of view. First of all, when a student is arriving to Volgograd, so we meet him or her at the airport and bring to the university. That's important. So we have like a body, we say stream, no people, I mean, elder students used to help the juniors when they arrive, for sure. That's very important to involve them into the students' community. So for sure, we have a particular community like by the countries like India, you mentioned, and we're talking about India actually. So we have a students' council of the university, which is a body meant to manage the students' life and students' activity. A president of the students' council is always a Russian citizen due to the some financial documents should be signed by the president. But two co-presidents, always male and female, are from the international community students, which is very important. So I do appreciate an initiative of the Indian students, Indian community, that we started to celebrate Diwali festival annually at the university, particularly not, somewhere in the city, but particularly at the university. We invite other students from other countries, but as well as the residents of the city to join and to share the culture. Apart that, we have many other different festivities as for the city, as for the other countries. But I would like to mention that we, in cooperation with the regional government, we participate in an annual big festival that is in September, I believe. So they call it 3-4. 3-4 is the regional number, 34 of Volgograd region. This is what it calls 34, 3-4. So this is for the youth, where students, particularly from our university, that they demonstrate their culture, they see the other cultures, so they integrate. Well as we have the psychological support for the international students, because we have the School of Psychology, Medical Psychology. So, and for sure, professors of this very faculty or school, they used to support students under their request, for sure. Then, with the help of the seniors, we used to meet with the juniors and to help them because apart from adaptation in climate, in water, in, let's say, style of life based on the, Yuan in Russia, which is different from India, as it's normal, I believe, but the style of the university life. So you stop to be a school children, you start to be a student, you start to be an adult, medical student, which is very important. And we feel that responsibility. As I mentioned before, we educate international students since 1962. So we were only one of the first universities in Russia to educate internationally. So we do care a lot about that.
Ma'am, let's now already you have mentioned about the safety of Volgograd city and the transportation. Let's talk about the weather conditions, because this is one of the big questions that comes in the mind of the students, because all of them know that winter is a little harsh for us. Those are coming from the tropical regions, so for sure it's really hard for them. So they think that it's gonna be really hard. So what facilities do we have here in the hostels, in the university buildings, that makes them comfortable?
Well, first of all, I would say that heating system in Russia works since October till April, the most, let's say, period when it's needed. So, and it's general one. It starts and it's finished by itself. So you do not need to rush around the city and to find something to heat yourself. That's actually like this. So all the public transportation is heated. For sure, university, hospitals, hostels, I don't know, shops, markets, restaurants, all are heated. This is normal in Russia because we live in that regional story, so it's hard for the other countries to understand like that. So winter time could be within, I guess, -20, but last time it was a couple of years ago. So normally, right now, it's more neutral, the weather conditions, I would say, and the difference between, let's say, summer and winter is not like it was before. I remember it was like summer +50, winter -25. Right now, it's not like that.
Yes.
So we have a very nice weather within minimum 10, like within the end of October. So then since the end of October till the end of March, we have from 10 plus till could be one day -20. But normally winter, it's let me say like 0, -1, +2, something like that. Sometimes it's snowy, which is very nice, I
Yes.
think. So it's that
It's like a dream comes true. You make your own snowballs.
last week was snowy.
Yes, now it was a little bit.
So well, but it was very nice and funny.
Yes.
I believe for students. So,
No.
do you remember like we used to arrange a figure skating for these students?
Yes, I remember now. I also participated in that. So from the university, we get free coupons that we could use it for going for skating purposes. And it's really fun. For the first time, I saw snowing here, actually. So it was for for a dream, like a Disneyland for me. So, ma'am, let's now talk about the important parts. Again, it's the financial part of the parents that they think about that whether this university will be under their budget or not. So, ma'am, what is the fee structure for the 2026 this year for general medicine? Let's specifically talk about general medicine.
So generally it's 505,000 rubles because it's included also a subcontract on Russian language,
Yes.
which is again under the instructions of the Indian government because Indian alumni, they must pass an accreditation, which is a licensing process in India. So it's similar to that. So for that, because it's governmental, so it's made by the Ministry of Health of Russian Federation, and it's in Russian only, which is normal, I guess.
Yes.
So because English is not the national language in Russian Federation.
Yes.
So this is why it's an obligatory story to pass the Russian course. This is for an accreditation, but to meet patients. Because since the second year, you're in the hospital and you have to talk, to ask them what happened to you, to try to
complain
ask,
of these
exactly,
patients.
not only complaints, but to understand even the feedback and to be able to ask a question. And to understand. So it's sort of the dialogue should come. So it's not via the interpreter, because then you should feel what patient mean in reality.
Yeah, of course, you should make the patient comfortable before asking these questions because it's very hard when you try to connect with them. It should be in the same language that they speak. So it's much better to understand them and to, diagnose them properly. So this is very important thing. So ma'am, so as you already mentioned that we have an integrated course under this, the price of the university, the fee structure of the university. So these classes are conducted once a week. So which again helps in the better adaptation in the city, in Russian Federation, to go to the market, they started from the very basic, from the very alphabets, like people scare, like what will be the Russian class about? It's the same like you were taught in the nursery, like starting from the alphabets, then to the words, then shifting to the sentences. So it's the same, and then the grammar. So, ma'am.
And then it's a good extra skill.
Yes, it's an extra skill, of course. It's like one more skill. Like I have few languages in my wish bucket. So first I got, but Russian was my first international language, apart from English, I would say, which is obviously an official language of India right now. So one more I added on. So, ma'am, what is the eligibility of the student that they should have before taking admission in our university? What is the eligibility criteria?
So first of all, they should pass any examination. So this is important: mid certificate and the school certificate, passport, or an ID.
And this year, ma'am, as we started with the Gososlogi program, which is a government organization program. So to upload all these documentations, so we do need is the translation.
Exactly, because the system will not accept the document.
System will not. So all these.
And they're asking to translate a passport or an ID and an educational, school certificate.
The last one, the 12th mark sheet, basically, you need to get translated in Russian language and the passport translation again in Russian language to be notarized, to be specific. So these are the documents that we require to start and initiate the process of admission in our university. So, ma'am, let's talk about that. Our alumni are, globally recognized and they're already working. So, ma'am, please put some word on this. That students, those who travel abroad, once they try to look for many opportunities to travel to more countries to get higher education, to get well, it's not just say higher education, but to get more experience in different countries. So, ma'am, do we have such kind of a system like that? We see this flow of the data and flow of the our alumni to all of these universities and the institutions.
Sure. As well as, weekly we receive around from 10 to 50 application via secondary system, where it's clear that our alumni are going ahead or working worldwide. It's just from Europe. We cover basically all the West Europe, mainly Germany, Great Britain. I would say what are the countries? Spain, Portugal, a bit of Czech Republic. So as for the other part of the world, it's United States, Canada, Australia. For sure, the motherlands like India, like Malaysia, like China. So, but those countries are. I'm not talking about international students only. I'm talking generally about the alumni of Volgograd State Medical University. And this is really great to meet them. If you have an account in LinkedIn, you can simply type Volgograd State Medical University, and you will see a lot of links there, a lot of profiles there. I mean, of our alumni are working and doing something there. I mean, in the world. So this is really, I was really impressed when I saw that. So I was not expected, because normally we work with alumni, but we do not, follow them like strictly under the request, yes. But now, since I believe 3 years, we started to be really involved in their life, because we're really interested in that. It's our, let's say, I believe it's a part of the university life. This is very important. And last year we signed a MOU with Medanta Clinic, and which is one of the managers of this respected hospital is our alumni, Dr. Vanni, which we are very really impressed by, and we're really proud of him. So, and our students or postgraduates mainly can conduct a practice there in the hospital of Medanta. Then during an education period, you know that an academic mobility, students' mobility, international students' mobility is very important. Like summertime, for example, our students, they were in Jordan, in China, so in Belarus. So for the, again, training summer school, like fundamental medical sciences, like subjects in gynecology, and general cultural exchange.
Yes.
Well, they were really, but not only Russian. I'm talking about generally about the international as well. So, and next year we already plan the our dental students. They will go to Malaysia for our
Exchange program.
Exactly. So
No,
this is interesting, I guess.
And this was really wonderful, because last year, as ma'am already mentioned about our dear alumni, respected Dr. Wani Akbar, who is the managing director of Medanta Hospital in Gurgaon, Delhi. So I got a chance to be under his supervision. I was doing my internship, and it was really wonderful to learn it was making me really proud that I was seeing someone from our university there in such a high authority, and it was really wonderful to conduct my internship there. And I learned a lot there. So this gives, much more opportunities for you to travel abroad and to, travel. First of all, it was my country, my home motherland. So it was wonderful for me to work there. And when our students travel to other countries, it's all about epidemiology. So they try to learn more and more about the subject that we call as PSM in India. So it's really wonderful. And WHO platform is, of course, for that. We even conducted this year also. We even conducted, we conducted the WHO seminar here in our university, where students from all different countries. We have like more than 62 plus countries. Those who are taking admission in our university. So ma'am was the leading person in this seminar, and she conducted this. She tries to provide international students more and more exposures of the worldwide things, not just limited to one city or one country. She tries to provide more and more opportunities so that students can know what is going in the world. That is very important during the pandemic time. So you should be connected and you should be knowing all these bodies which are working in the pandemic time. So which is very how to say, like a very like tough time for worldwide. So thank you so much for this, ma'am. And now, ma'am, my last, it's not a question, but it's like a message from you to all our upcoming medical students of 2026, those who are going to take admission in our university. So what will be the message from our university? We are sitting in the premises of Volgograd State Medical University under the logo of Volgograd State Medical University. Basically, this is written Volgograd State Medical University. So, ma'am, your message for the upcoming students.
So, dear upcoming students, dear parents, so we're really waiting for our new students to give them new life opportunities. You know, at level of the uni, I mean, our main story and art to be a doctor. So it's not only as a profession, it's a lifestyle. So this is why we're kindly waiting for them. And we will be very honored, and we feel and understand our responsibility in front of you as a parents to keep your kids safe and sound here in the heart of Russia, and to give them all the best they could obtain in the very long way to be a doctor.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us today. And now, NEET aspirants, it's now the admission process is still going. If you want to choose our university, Volgograd State Medical University, I will try to provide my email ID on this end of this video so that you can approach there with all the certificates, school certificates, passport, and other documents, which is mandatory for taking admission in our university. And ma'am is here to support all the international students, and I'm here too. I'm going to see you soon at the Volgograd airport, those who are arriving here in Volgograd. And thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us today.
Thank you.